My dear students of Standard 7, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back again to my today's online class. Previously, we have learned lesson 2, changing trend of population, and there we learned one thing, that is population's ability to change is called the changeability of population, and it is one major attribute of a population. And this changing trend depends chiefly on birth rate, mortality rate, migration and social dynamism. So today we will discuss on migration. First of all, what is migration? Human migration is the movement of people from one place to another with the intentions of settling permanently or temporarily at a new location. Generally, we know when someone leaves their place to go to another place, it is called the migration, and it is also known as emigration. And this migration may take place both in internal and international arenas. Now, the classification of migration. Migration generally are of two types, voluntary migration and compulsory migration. Today, we are going to start the voluntary migration, and it is our learning object. That is, voluntary migration are of two types, internal migration and international migration. Internal migration, that is movement inside a country, and international migration, movement to another country. Then internal migration, again two types, urban to rural area and rural to urban area, and these are the temporary movement. It is the internal migration, and it is also known as the intra-regional migration. And international migration, the chief thing is that is economic, that means to find the work. Next, internal migration. Internal migration or domestic migration is human migration within one geopolitical entity, usually a nation state. Generally, when people move from one place to another inside the country, it is called internal migration. However, when we go to different places daily, we cannot be called immigrants. So, internal migration occurs also in various ways, and there is intra-regional migration also, that means meaning movement from one place to another within a region. Now, one important thing we have to know, that is immigration and emigration, who are called the immigrant. Now come to the point, that is immigration. Immigration is the international movement of people to a destination country of which they are not natives or where they do not possess citizenship in order to settle as permanent residents or naturalized citizens. A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country is called immigrant. So, when people move from one place to another inside the country, that type the people will not be treated as a immigrant. And immigration. Immigration is the act of leaving a resident country or place of residence with the intent to settle elsewhere. Simply follow what is the difference between immigration and immigration. So, immigration follow. Immigration means the movement of people to a country, and immigration means the movements of people from a country, to a country and from a country. So, at a glance, what will be the difference? Immigration and emigration. Immigration, act of entering a foreign country often for permanent residency, act of leaving one's own country often to settle permanently in another country. Next one, entering a foreign country and here leaving the home country. And third one, movement into a different country and movement out of the present country. So, I think it is clear to you. Causes of migration. So, internal migration does not require any permission or law. It happens according to our own necessity or will. So, what are the causes of internal migration? Economic cause is the sole responsible for internal migration. Besides, there are different types of causes because population growth of Bangladesh is very high, and this increased population is lessening the amount of land per head For this reason, many people are becoming landless, jobless and semi-jobless. And this economic crisis is compelling people to leave villages in search of job towards the cities. And another things, natural disasters, say for example flood, drought or the river erosion. So people from river erosion areas are rushing to the cities for their survival. Poverty, need and many other regions are also forcing a portion of rural people to the cities. Advanced state of education, health service and medical facilities. So, advanced state of education, health service and medical facilities of the towns are also cause of rural migration towards the cities. And sometimes we see that children of rich and able rural people are sent to the cities for their, that means sent to the cities their children for better education, then better employment opportunity and better medical treatment. Luxurious lifestyle of cities, better employment opportunity, better scope for investment in trade and commerce. Establishment of different types of industries like garments industry, leather industry, etc. in town and cities. And now we know in garments industries most of the women are engaged in garments industry and they change their lifestyle and standard of living. Better communication and transportation system. Results of internal migration. Internal migration has both good and bad effects in Bangladesh. And we know a portion of the migrated people from villages in engaging themselves as rickshaw pullers, drivers, van pullers or industrial laborers also. And besides, they are also employed in different positions in commercial houses. And on the other hand, members of middle and high earner farmer families are also engaging themselves in service, trade and commerce or other productive jobs also. And these migrants are sending their earned money to the villages, bearing the monthly expenses. The excess amount is again invested in agriculture and non-agricultural production sectors. Thus, they become economically solvent. Insolvent rural women have benefited mostly. Today, ready-made garments industries are employing a huge number of women laborers. Now their family status has increased. They get more opportunity to express their opinion and decision, and also they enjoy some benefits of advanced lifestyle. Bad impact also, on the contrary, some bad impacts also follow for internal migration, that slums have been created to accommodate these migrants in the towns and cities. For this reason, what happened? They spoil the environment. So, spoiling the environment, that means different types of pollution occurs. Tendency grows towards crime, smuggling, kidnapping, drug addiction, human smuggling, etc. Social indiscipline or disorder occurs and anarchy creates. Many diseases spread from these slums and increasing the urban population. So, population density increase in the urban area. The demand of daily necessaries also increase. As the population increase, so daily necessaries, demand of daily necessaries also increase. And the migration of urban areas to villages does not affect that much in Bangladesh. So, rural area to urban area that affect much, and the migration of urban areas to villages does not affect that much in Bangladesh. In many cases, it is noticeable that urban people go to the villages in order to take part in election only. Then the impact on village to village migration. If village to village migration occur, what happened? Follow. Village to village migration contributes to the increase in mutual relationship in rural areas. This facilitates newer relationship among the people. Then impact on intercity migration. What happened? Intercity migration facilitates increased skill of employees. It also helps exchange of social and cultural customs and rights. It increases earnings and savings. It also adds to investment, which is supportive to economic development. Now come to the point, which is international migration. International migration occurs when people cross state boundaries or stay in the host state for minimum length of time. We can say transfer from an independent country to another for job, marriage, residence and even citizenship. This is also known as the international migration. So, causes of international migration. People of our country go to various countries on various purposes, and many people migrate from our country every year due to lack of employment, highly competitive job market, adverse climatic condition and political asylum. Besides, many go out also in order to get closer to their family, for getting citizenship, investing in trade and commerce, transfer and promotion in job, participate in cultural activities and as professionals. There are also some other reasons, and if you read the daily newspaper, you can learn. Results of international migration. We know international migration is highly beneficial for Bangladesh. Positive impact is more than the negative impact. So, let's focus on the positive impact. Remittance sent from abroad is invested in agriculture and industries, banking service, garments industries and many other profitable sectors. Consequently, production in different sectors is increased. Again, a portion of this production is exported abroad. So, the country is economically benefited, and our economic sectors also, the side of economic sectors also benefited. It also facilitates jobs and employment. Our life and livelihood is developed for this. Negative impact, if we see, some viruses including HIV or AIDS have spread in this country due to these immigrants, and some social and cultural problems also arise due to it. Today up to this. Thank you all. Stay safe. Take care. Bye.